What's up, everybody? Yo, that was the old logo. That was the old one. I forgot I hit the wrong button. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to On the Warpath. It is your boys, Sanchez 405. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you click that subscribe button. You hit the bell so you get notifications anytime there's new content posted. I think even the bell goes ding dong like the Taco Bell guy. So that's good. That's good right there. But appreciate y'all coming back in because y'all know what we do here all the time on the Warpath. We talk about the W's, and not the wins. We talk about the Washington Commanders, right? And y'all know my favorite time of the year. It's draft time. So I decided that I'm gonna do this by myself. No, y'all know I appreciate the draft process. I appreciate the draft nuts, but I it gets weary after we see like 20,000 different mock drafts and everything. So we get to bring in our favorite mock draft on this channel. Where's your DC Defenders channel? Don't have one. Don't anticipate on making one. We've had this already. We've had this conversation before. But anyway, back to it. We bring on an old friend of the channel. One of the folks that helped really in the double digit, triple digit years of On the Warpath. We bring on the guy who some of y'all need to apologize to because last time he was on here and did his mock draft, y'all got all nasty and ugly with him. Morgan Moses is no longer here, and Jamar Chase was drafted in the top 5. But that's none of my business. That's none of my business. So we bring on our good friend, Amir. What's up, Amir? How you doing, brother?
Corey, what's up, my brother?
I can't complain, bro. I cannot complain at all. It's good to have you on here. Didn't have you on here last year, but it was good to have you back. And it feels good. A lot of stuff has changed. Like we got these big fancy backgrounds. Used to be I was doing these in the living room and on the couch, and now we got chairs. I got a chair. Look, see the chair even goes. Yep, getting him back in here now. I got we look official. This ain't even look. That's green screen. That's green screen right there. I mean, we didn't, we called in marketing. We called in marketing, and we got some neat stuff here going on. So, we talk. It's the week of the draft, and we've been going different which ways. Some people are like, well, I need to go offensive line. Some people are like, we got to go cornerback. Some people, for some reason, think we need to go running back. I don't think we need to go running back. I think we need to either protect your assets, offensive line. I like Osiris Torrance. I like Wright from Tennessee. So they some of those guys out there. I mean, you could even go tight end. But is it high? Is Dalton Kincaid? Is Michael Mayer? Those guys that maybe they're too high. Maybe you can find some guys later on. Another dude from Georgia, big body tight end, probably be available on day 2. But we got a lot to talk about. So, and before we even dive into the draft, how you feeling? The sale imminent. Most likely it's going to be Josh Harris's group with Mitchell Rails and Magic Johnson. And they said Steve whatever his name is, Astapopoulos.
Jessica Stopoulos?
Yeah, Jessica Stopoulos may have an opportunity. I saw him on one of these shows, CNBC or something, and he said the processes because he's from Canada. But so how are you feeling knowing that Dan is really just a clerical check away, a notary away from being rid of this?
I think it's a weight off the shoulders, Like we've been talking what a Dan sold about for years, never really thinking that would happen. In true honesty, that they would have to force him out. And even then we were like, nah, they'll never force him out. But as time grew on and just more of these reports came out, and it actually came a possibility that they would force him out, that they possibly could have the votes. And, God bless Jim Irsay and his narcotic having ass.
Don't do crack, kid.
Actually, don't do crack. Exactly.
Don't.
Actually speaking out about it, and finally it's happening. And I think the turning point was when they booed Tanya at the breast cancer awareness thing, at that game.
Mm.
When people actually booed her, I think that's when he actually broke down, was like, F this, I'm selling.
Yeah,
And I think that's the straw that broke the camel's back, personally. And then all of a sudden it's just $6 billion is a lot of money. It's a lot of cheddar there.
yeah. It actually
So
is just rounding up to 6 billion. I think it's like 5.98
it's
something. Yeah.
the deals with the sale is 5.8 billion, with
Mhm.
another 250 million to be paid over the next 2 years. So that's where you get the 6.05 bill from. But for the Josh Harris group, I'm excited because the 76ers are doing well. The basketball team that he owns,
Mhm.
they swept whoever they played in the first round of the playoffs. I'm pretty sure,
Brooklyn, I think. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure the New Jersey Devils are doing pretty well right now too. I know
Mhm.
got to the playoffs. I'm just not sure what the record is right now as far
Yeah.
as teams go. But it seems to be that he at least is a somewhat competent sports owner, or at least he knows how to hire people to put people in the right places for those positions.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that's the one thing that a lot of us fans just want somebody to. Shout out to my boy Scott Jackson liking the tweet on here. Are you guys on Twitter? Shout out Scott Jackson, friend of the fan. Also Foxy21 Gamer, and then Josh Taylor. Man, shout out Josh. Josh doing some big things out there covering Penn State, and then also was on Bleacher Report doing the mock draft for the Commanders a couple weeks ago. So shout out to all those. Those are goats in their own respect. Appreciate y'all for liking the tweet on Twitter, and appreciate all y'all. Don, Anthony Jones, what's up, D Dog, and Spider Monkey as well. My buddy from up there in West Virginia. I think that's where the 304 comes from, right? That's the area code, right? Anyway, yeah. So I think you got a good point there that Josh Harris looks like he's a competent owner, and when it comes to working with sports, he hires people that are going to be in there that know the business, right? He's got Eldon Brand running the 76ers, and they've got Doc Rivers there, and pretty much it looks like he leaves that alone. Also, the Devils, who've really been kind of pitter pattering up until this year, they're finally back on to winning ways. So he looks like he has a track record there, and there was an owner here before that was the owner of the Lakers way back when, and he actually built a championship team there, Jack Kent Cook. So I mean, maybe there's a parallel there, and I think you bring in Mitchell Rails, who's another local guy. Both him and
Mm-hmm.
Josh Harris are from Maryland. Josh Harris went to school up there, I think somewhere in PG County, and then Mitchell Rails is from the area as well. I think his family had season tickets at one point, and then Magic Johnson, anything he touches, it
Magic
turns to
Johnson
gold.
is, yeah, exactly. And like
Yeah.
Magic JP Finley, brought up the point of like how you can't tell me that now RFK is not back on the table now. You can't tell me that's not going to be back on the table now, because how much of a great just press photo is that?
Mhm.
You have the mayor of DC, you have speaker, you can have the speaker of the house there if you wanted to, cutting the ribbon cutting ceremony next to Magic Johnson on a new RFK site.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's hopefully it's good things that await us, because we've been waiting for a long time, and people our age who really have
Mm-hmm.
never who've been born since the team won a Super Bowl, but don't really have the memory of it, and we've all just seen disappointment after disappointment. Shout out to my boy Tim. What's up, Tim? Um, it's a breath of fresh air. I said that, I came on here. Well, I didn't come on here. I came on Toothpicks channel. I was on Toothpicks channel, and I smoked some Black and Milds because I said, you know what? You need to smoke something that day. When we found out that it's all formality, I'm pulling out the cigars once the ink, once that ink is set and that check is signed. Yeah. On the radio check, shout out WAXM. Once the check is signed and everything's over, the assets are moved, and Josh, it's going to be a celebration. It may be a celebration this Saturday. It might be worth going to DC on Saturday. I don't know. I'm still debating it because I got to be up there next weekend. But I think good things are on the horizon for this team, for this franchise. There are people who are out in the media, and this is where I kind of lose it. And I respect it because they're like, well, they're going to change the name again.
That's not a foregone conclusion, though.
It's not a foregone conclusion, but at the end of the day,
it's a probability.
Yeah, it's a possibility. Everything's a possibility. But at the end of the day, right? Do you want to change the name or do you want to win?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, everybody wants to have their cake and eat. I'm like, I don't believe it's gonna happen because it's just that this ain't what it's about.
No, I mean, a new stadium after purchasing the team, the new stadium is the priority.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's priority one.
I mean, because you're gonna spend another $200 million on a rebrand if you did that.
Yeah, exactly. You look like a fool. You look like a fool.
I mean, if you actually took the fans' interests, and I still believe the majority of the fans wanted Red Wolves. I'm not sure, if that's the case now. Yeah. Commanders doesn't bother me. It doesn't. It's fine. It doesn't excite me, but it doesn't bother me.
If they start winning, if we're 15-2, if we're 14-3, we're in the NFC Championship game, we're in the divisional playoffs, and we're winning games.
What our name is.
Nobody is going to give a damn. That's just
nobody cared when we didn't even have a name and we still won the division.
Yeah, but we talk about that's still a sore subject, right? Because people we backed in like the FedEx truck to the post office that day. Yeah. So we won't touch that one. That's still a sore subject around these parts. But shout out Tim. He said ain't gonna happen. Very low possibility. Husky B says, "Yo, Daddy Amir heart."
What's up, Alex? That's my buddies there.
Okay, and then new stadium in the city. And Tim said Red Wolves. Yeah, well, how to take command. We just take command of the Red Wolves maybe going forward, but. I feel like if once you win and once you put a product on the field that works, once you get back to respectability, I'll be honest with you. The Defenders, I don't think that's that's not a good name. But you know why why it works?
It's an alliteration with DC. That's what.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, it's still, it ain't. Yeah,
it's not. It's not what it is. I mean, my personal favorite one, has been what was the Valor, the old AFL team.
They won championship.
They
won championship.
Yeah, the Washington
2-8. They were 2-8. They were 2-8,
and they won a championship.
They did. They won 2-8.
God bless
championship. Yeah.
But Valor was my personal favorite, but
yeah. I
don't think a rebrand is necessary. I really don't.
No.
Like I said, Commanders is fine. It, still, I support it,
Yeah, you just gotta get over it. Build a bridge and get over it.
Exactly. I agree with you. It's fine. It's fine.
We got rid of Dan. It's worth it. Like I don't think people get it.
I will take Commanders. I will take going back to being just the football team. And as long as we got rid of Dan.
There you go. Got rid of Dan. Finally got rid of Dan. But you know what? Dan may not have any say over anymore is the fact that we got a draft coming up here, and you
We
put
do.
together
I just
mock
want
draft or
to just touch on something else with the sale real quick.
mm-hmm.
That I know some people just call for Ron Rivera's head all the time, and sometimes he does make bad gaffes, as he did with the whole after the Browns game, and he does lose his cool from time to time with the media. We've noticed, but this is a lame duck year for him. No matter what, he's gone after this year. People just need to be patient with Ron Rivera for this year.
What if he wins?
He is not going to do anything to sabotage this team. I don't think that's in his character. So,
right. What if they win? What if they win 10, 11 games?
I still think they get rid of him if they win 10.
They get rid of you. Gonna fire a man who takes you to play. He wins the division or wins a playoff game. They're gonna fire him.
New owners might. New owners may be like, what? It's nothing personal. It's. I spoke to a man one time after Jerry Jones bought the Dallas Cowboys. When I worked for the Verizon Wireless call center, I talked to a guy who used to be in charge of food and nutritional services for the Dallas Cowboys prior to Jerry Jones purchasing it. He told me that Jerry Jones called him to his office, after he took over the team, after he bought the team. He said, Andre, this is nothing personal. I've heard nothing but great things about you. But when it comes to departments, when it involves money, I'm bringing in my own people. Thank you. Have a great day. And he dismissed him. It was nothing personal. It was just business. And that's just what it'll be here with Ron Rivera.
So we're comparing Ron Rivera to a food service guy.
It's not what apples and oranges, right? So I mean, it's not.
That's a big ass. That's a big ass apple tree and a big ass orange tree.
I'm not comparing him to the food service guy. I'm comparing situations. So
that's completely different, though. The food service guy, you go to Cisco to whoever. That's different. There's only so many people that can command, the one that's got respect around the league outside of DC for some reason.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm not My point is, I think the Eric Bieniemy hiring is a little bit more than what it is. I think that they knew in advance that, hey, more than likely this is my last year here. You turn this offense around, they're going to hand you that job. They're going to hand you the keys.
Yeah, that don't make sense to me. To me, that doesn't make any sense. I get where you're coming from, but I don't think that one. I think Bieniemy. I think he'll do a good job with the offense, right? But I don't think he's here past next year. I think he'll actually get a head coaching job.
He should have gotten a head coaching job 2-3 years ago.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it's stuff that happened in 2000 that people are still hung up on. He doesn't call plays. Guess what? Shane Steichen
plays in the Super Bowl.
That he doesn't call plays. That's what they say. That's what they say. Doesn't call plays. Andy Reid calls plays.
Neither did who's the Eagles head coach? Mm-hmm. Stronsky, whatever his name is.
Yeah, he didn't call. Yeah.
He didn't call plays prior.
Yeah, Nick Sirianni didn't call plays. Yeah. Is what it is. So I don't know. Let's see here. Ron is mid. True. Let's see here. I think only keeps the job win 12 more games and playoff win, 3 winning seasons. And D-Dog says, ... Hawk, what's up, Hawk? My favorite team, DC Go-Go. Brad Childress did not call plays. There you go. There's another one. Didn't call plays till they got there. Jim Zorn didn't call plays. Oh, well, we won't do. We won't tackle that one. But yeah, I don't know. I think if he does a good job and they're in a distractionless, free environment, like we talk about this all the time.
He's done a really great job keeping the distraction.
He's done a
really great job of doing that.
And you've had to play. You kind of had to play both sides of the fence with him, and responding up to the owner. It's just like Ron said, right? He said, "Oh, we don't really care about the ownership and what the ownership's doing, and we just got to do our job." And then yet he says, it's a huge relief off our shoulders. You do care. Like, I mean, you can play it off as much as you want to, and that's being a company man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know. What's up, Ivo?
I mean, that
Doug
front
did
office
not call.
is
Doug didn't
getting
call plays in
cleared out though.
Philadelphia, though, Tim.
I think that front office is going to get cleared out though after the season.
Yeah,
even during the course of the season itself.
yeah.
You
Oh
know,
no, we'll see.
Jason Wright's probably going to is going to be gone.
But he has nothing to do with the football side, though.
No, but he was hired by Dan. Doesn't
Yeah, I think he was a league plant, though. I don't think he was. I think Dan didn't have a choice. Dan didn't have a choice in that. I don't think. I think there's a few things I think Dan didn't have a choice in the matter of. Okay. I think one was changing the team name. And
that's definitely a fact.
Yeah, I think there are a couple things he didn't have. There are forces out of his control in certain things. I think it was the same thing when Brian LaFemina got hired. That was a league plant again to try and figure out what the hell is going on in Washington. So I don't know. I do think Jason Wright could survive. I think if anybody, I think he could.
I think their media team they need to keep because their media and like their social media team has been nothing but amazing. Just maybe can y'all just upgrade the cameras in the press conference from 240 to at least 720? I'd appreciate.
I think that's on the user side too. Let's see. Ron resign before he gets fired. Mutual agreement. He ain't gonna quit in the middle of the season. He'll get fired first. Let's see. Kansas City offense was struggling. It was announced that Doug was going to call plays, and the offense went off. There you go. Okay. So anyway, let's dive into this real quick. Let's dive into your draft board here.
So
no trades.
No trades. I don't really like to do trades. I did that one a couple of years ago because it was fun.
Oh yeah.
And nobody liked
everybody people lost their minds over that. Tim was one of the people that lost his mind over it. Then I thought it was interesting because then we drafted Jamin Davis that year, and it was you go. But I'll let you go ahead. I'll give you the floor. We go your first round pick at pick 16. Go ahead.
16. I kind of have a 1 and 1A here because I feel like if both of these players are here, you go with one. If one is gone by that chance, 1A, you're gonna be totally just fine, and not even just fine. I'm gonna be excited, honestly. So, round 1, pick 16. My first choice is Dalton Kincaid, tight end out of Utah. He is definitely better at separation than Michael Mayer. He gets more separation, and just is an overall better receiver. And still will do a great job at blocking on the NFL level when it comes to the run game. The injury is just a little bit concerning, but injuries happen. People recover. Michael Mayer would also be a great choice here if Dalton Kincaid is gone. But my main choice here would be Dalton Kincaid, the tight end out of Utah. If not Michael Mayer, the tight end out of Notre Dame.
You already changed on me already because you had.
That's the only change. That's the only change. I promise.
Michael Mayer. This is his notes. This is his notes. He's already sidestepping on me already, y'all. The most complete tight end in the draft. One is called who's called Baby Gronk. Don't we have a Baby Gronk every year up in this draft?
I feel like Baby Gronk is in every draft. I feel like these.
Gronk. Yeah,
it is what it is. But honestly, it's either or. If Dalton Kincaid or Michael Mayer, totally happy with both. I just don't feel like you have to go offensive line, or you don't have to go corner here. You just. Our corner, it was our depth was more the issue, I feel, than just having to have a starting cornerback last year. Once St. Juice went down after the Texans game, that's when our secondary started to hurt. And I think that was more of a lack of depth than anything. Just because St. Juice was just proving how good of a cornerback he had developed into from the year prior. I think if we went corner a little bit later on, we'll be fine. And as far as offensive line goes, we did solve a lot of those issues in free agency. Nick Gates, I think, is going to be the starting center. Wiley is either going to be your right guard or your right tackle. They're paying him right guard money. So
he'll probably be the tackle, or
they'll probably put him at tackle and put Cosme in at guard.
Okay.
Because I think that would probably be the better scenario. But they may swap that. But that side is pretty much solidified. And then you have, was it Norrell versus Chris Paul for the left guard spot? Which is not a highlight at all. It's, that's the one, I think the one weak point of the offensive line is the left guard spot.
Mm-hmm.
But you could possibly,
that's one point. That's one bad. That whole left side went from being
Charles Leno is not bad. Is not bad.
He's not good either. Sure. I like Charles Leno, but he's not good.
I think he'll be fine this year, and then with my second round pick, that'll be solved after this year.
I don't know. You come into a year where if you're saying Sam Howell is your guy, you got to protect him. So you're gonna put him together with paper mache on that left side, so that you could argue that
Sam Howell also has a lot better mobility than Carson Wentz did last year.
Yeah, but sure. I get that. I get that. But does he have the mobility of Taylor Heineke? They're very much the same. And even there were opportunities
and he's bigger than Taylor Heineke. So
is he really bigger than Taylor Heineke? He's like 5'11".
No, he's 6.
Sam's my height. I'm
Taylor
like
Heineke's listed at 6'1". I don't know how. Taylor Heineke's listed
because he's taller.
6'1".
I've stood up next to Sam Howell is like this high. Taylor Heineke's about this high.
I could have sworn Sam Howell is taller than Taylor Heineke.
I'm telling you, I got pictures of both.
I know you've been.
I got pictures of both of them. I'm just telling you my eye test is that Taylor Heineke is taller than but still I don't think you can go into next season and say that your offensive line that was pretty much in shambles, and you're not going to do anything to protect it to rebuild the blind side of the quarterback. Like that to me, that's I feel like that's negligent homicide.
Well, I do have a fix for that coming up.
Okay, you got a fix for that coming up. Okay, so
all right.
No left tackle and no left tackle of the future. We will pawn that off on next year, and we go with a tight end, Michael Mayer. So in
Mayer or Dalton Kincaid, one of the two.
Okay, so, excuse me, Dalton Kincaid. That's who you wanted.
Round 2, pick 47. Cody Mock, the offensive tackle of North Dakota State. All right, that's my fix for the left tackle position, right there, because you can have him develop over the course of the year, build some muscle, build in reps at the tackle positions. You probably even put him in at guard if you wanted to. Just have a new fresh face there. Just for the season, and you slide him over to tackle if you need to. If not, develop him behind Leno for the year, and then you cut Leno to save $12 million next year.
Okay. Okay. So you'd rather have Anton Harrison out of Oklahoma here, but don't believe he falls to 47.
I don't think he falls to 47, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Y'all tell us what you think, too, in the comments. I got to do my homework on that, Tim's. It's a tradition for the mic to cut out that post game. Yeah, that's true. Let's see here. That draft was something else. Yeah, we'll go back and read some of those comments later on. Let's see. Norwell is so bad. It's wild. He could be our best option. There's got to be someone anyone better. I agree with you there, Spider Monkey. Like
I completely agree.
Let's see here. Bradley Campbell, what's up, man? What do you guys think of Demarion Overshawn of Texas, or Jack Campbell from Iowa. I actually had Jack Campbell on the mock draft that I did, and I like him. Good size linebacker. Good size linebacker, and that's them Big Ten schools, they can put out some linebackers. So I like Jack Campbell. And then let's see here. Starface said, agrees with you. Kincaid is the best case for us. If we can dominate the middle of the field and red zone with Kincaid, it opens up a lot on the offense. We gotta protect Sam though. Gotta give him time. Anywho, yeah. Okay. Let's see here. We go down to the last pick of day 2, and you finally address one of the biggest needs. I think you talked about depth at this position, but you go with cornerback at round 3, pick 97.
Yeah, Tyreek Stephenson, cornerback out of Miami. Pretty fast, ran a 4.45 at the 40 in the combine. He gets a comp to James Bradbury. And like I said, our main problem was when St. Juice went down after the Texans game. So it was just some people I've heard talk about putting Fuller back to the slot. I think that's a mistake. Fuller plays much better on the outside. Because when they tried to put him back to the slot,
Fuller plays back. Whoa, really? You think Fuller played better on the outside?
Yeah, because when they tried to put Fuller back to the slot in 21, the beginning of 21, it was a huge liability. He was terrible.
Okay.
And then once they put him back to the outside after the bye week, or even before the bye week, that's when the outside started to get more contained, and it was a lot better.
Let's see here. You say he runs a 4.45 for the combine, getting comps to James Bradbury. And the one thing was St. Juice too is that he hasn't cracked the interception yet. He hasn't got an interception in his career.
He has not. No, he needs to he needs to break that this year for sure.
That's one of his knocks. I know Don, he knocks on that a lot. So we kind of move over to the offensive side of the ball again, and I kind of know why you probably picked this guy, but you go with Jake Haener. You go.
It's not the home reason. It's not the homer reason.
You go with Jake Haener out of Fresno State. Go ahead.
Yeah. So having Jacoby Brissett is the backup for this year.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna need a quarterback to develop to become the backup for next year. As long as Sam Howell does work out, which I'm hoping he does. I am hoping nothing but success for that young man.
As you should.
And honestly, yeah, no, I am. Look,
he got jersey.
I got the jersey.
Bought the t-shirt. Bought the t-shirt there.
Bought the jersey.
There you go.
So I'm definitely all my coins are in the Sam Howell pile for sure. And you draft a quarterback that's going to be a good solidified backup option after Brissett leaves after this year, because Brissett's only on a 1-year deal. He'll go out and he'll go to another team next year probably. Having a constant backup quarterback is when you start to get the Taylor Heineke thing, where you just the fan base just wants to have that backup quarterback going.
Mm-hmm.
And then in a couple of years, when Jake Haener's rookie contract is up, when you're only paying him, $1 million a year, because that's the rookie contract. During his fourth season, that's when you draft another quarterback in the mid to late rounds to develop behind him, and then he takes over as the backup quarterback.
Fair point. Let's say I would take Brian Branch at Buffalo nickel and slot. He'd been gone early. Let's see here. Bradley Campbell comment on that. They may be a second round. That 40-yard dash time may have moved them down. What's up, Maggie? Everything's happening. St. Juice doesn't have wide receiver catching ability. Hey, I mean, good God, he doesn't have
he doesn't have
any catching
any
ability.
catching skills. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he can break that, if he can get 1 or 2 picks this year,
Yeah,
fantastic.
It's Marcus, one of the OGs says, LOL Fuller is done. Depending on where we draft, I'm definitely wanting Emmanuel Forbes late first or Keely Ringo in the second. Let's see here. Bradley Campbell. Yeah, but his game is speed impact. Okay, man. Commenting there. Need a lot more Sunday Pro football. My Bills gonna get that ring, son. Yeah, and they ain't gonna dignify that with response. They had an opportunity. Like, see, no,
they had 4
I'm
opportunities years ago.
I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna stop this right now. I'm gonna stop this right now. Buffalo in the snow, and you couldn't beat the Bengals. That's all I'm gonna say to that.
That's a really good point.
That's if that's not Buffalo perfect opportunity to go to Atlanta in the AFC Championship game, I don't know what is, but neither here nor there. I see Jalen Jones a good corner to get at 50 at 47, and he says playmakers Ringo and Forbes. Yeah, I've got Jalen Jones here in one of my mock drafts. I may actually take him. Get 2 corners. Get 2 corners for the price of 1. Or I drafted 1. So might do that. Maybe. Let's see. Or yeah. Okay. Anyway. We move on from your biases and you attack the offense again in the fifth round. You go offensive line.
Another offensive line. Andrew Voorhees, he's been sliding down because he tore his ACL at the combine.
Mm-hmm.
But he started some games at left tackle, but the majority was the left guard. And he very, very solid 5 years of starting experience at USC.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he has the experience. He honestly would probably be a day 2 pick if it wasn't for the injuries.
There you go. Okay.
But that's my plan for left guard, honestly. After because obviously he's gonna be out for this year. Okay. So I mean, that's sometimes you can't just always put the Band-Aid on. You can't just fix everything overnight. You have to sometimes just plan for the future, and you take somebody that's going to help you maybe down the road versus helping you right now.
There you go.
It's okay to develop. You don't have to have that instant gratification. It's
true. Well, that's what they've been doing.
To have the patience and develop.
But that's what they've been doing all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look got there.
Look at Jamin Davis. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Terrible rookie year. He definitely stepped it up last year.
They played him out of position, but I think even more credit to him. Look at Derek Forrest.
Oh, Defo for sure.
Yeah, Derek Forrest was nobody really got. I thought like some of the guys actually came up to speak. Khalik Hudson. I played really well in that Dallas game. Chris Paul, he was on that line in the Dallas game. And I mean, they had guys that came out there and played really tough, played really hard, and they get the opportunity. But I think sometimes they get caught up in your experience. Go out there and we like they're very something with the Commanders is the same thing. They're like the Wizards almost, right? They like to meddle in being mediocre. Like they feel like they're one thing away from taking it to the next level when they're actually
always one thing away from being one thing away with them.
Exactly. Yeah. But you still have multiple things. You're maybe one group away from taking the next jump. I think that's where they kind of fall. I mean, we look at James Smith Williams, who came in here, Casey Toohill, who wasn't drafted, but it was pretty much that in that draft, he was in that 2020 draft, I believe, and he came in here. He's played a significant role. Shaka Tony, he said, bet on me. He said, hold my beer. He had some play. He played a good game against Seattle. I think that was his rookie year, right?
The Monday night game, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, they've all had flashes in some form some form or fashion there. Let's see here. Josh Allen, GOAT. Yeah, okay. And let's see here. Excellent pick. Yep. Let's see here. MB Studios, love your content, bro. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Um, are we one owner away? Well, we might be three owners away. We might be three owners away. Three majority-ish owners, three faces, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I really want a stud center like John Michael Schmitz. I hate how Roulier gets hurt 2 games and blows up our offensive line. And that goes back to development too, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing we never seem to get right is we can't develop offensive linemen to save our lives. Oh gosh, he's in San Francisco now. Okay. Keith Ishmael. Keith Ishmael. They never really could develop him and then he goes to San Francisco. He's placed on the practice squad. I don't know what it is. Maybe that's why John Matsko, they parted ways. I don't, that could be something that could be.
They still haven't named an O-line coach, right?
I think it's going to be Travell Wharton. I think the fact that they haven't said anything, I think it's going to be Travell Wharton. Unless they bring in a tight ends coach and let
Juan Castillo. That's what it was.
Yeah, or they let Juan Castillo move over, but then that means you would have to bring in a tight ends coach because you don't really have anybody.
I mean, Juan Castillo could probably do both, honestly.
I doubt it. The man tried to do I don't know nowadays, but it maybe if this was 20 years ago, if this was the 90s, yeah, maybe he would be able to do it. But the tight end spot is changed and evolved now. I mean, I think you need to, and he did work those guys. He worked those guys. I was at mini camp, and they were the last position group off the field. And I think you give him a lot of credit for the development of Armani Rodgers too, which kind of thinks if they want to give an opportunity to Armani to kind of build on what he did last year, maybe don't go tight end in the first round. Maybe go later. Because there are guys that are still there. The guy from Georgia.
Darnell Washington is a very interesting prospect to me.
There you
go. The kid from Georgia. Like, he'd be a cool day 2 pick. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
he'd be a cool second rounder. It's just what you see
Marcus?
Is his flashes, because he doesn't have that big of a sample size. Yeah, I think he only has like a total of maybe like 30 something receptions throughout college. So as far as like his catching, but like he is a project game. He's a fantastic in the running game for sure.
And we have that type of tight end though.
Yeah, that's like, I really hope Bieniemy does more 2 tight end sets with whoever we have with John Bates. I love John Bates personally. John Bates is great. He needs more time on the field. He needs more time.
I agree with that. I've been John Bates fan since it came out. And people, I mean, you learned that the guy's pretty good. He's a good blocker. He's good in that red zone. Let's see here. Who else we got? Okay, so let's go to your 6th round pick. We've got 2 of them here, and it looks like you stay in the SEC for both of them.
So yeah, we have pick 193. We have Inferne Orji, linebacker out of Vanderbilt. Just adding depth at this point. Because right now you have Jamin Davis, you have Bolton, right? Luke Bolton. What's his name? From Seattle. Came over. It's a free agent that we got.
Oh, Chad Barton.
Barton, it says.
Yeah.
Thank you. This guy ran typically, pretty fast for a linebacker, 4.5 340. It's kind of weird. His tape. It's like he needs more consistency, but when he needs to make a tackle, he makes that tackle. If you know what I mean,
right?
Like he needs work on his fundamentals, is what it is. So he definitely finds home on special teams. I can see that.
Okay, and let's see here, and then you got Tavis Robinson.
Excuse me. Yeah, pick 215, Tavius Robinson, edge rusher out of Mississippi. I feel that our now with Shaka Tony suspended indefinitely, we need some more depth there.
Well, I mean, Shaka Tony, and then you also Chase Young. They said they're going to wait till May. They're going to wait till May 2nd. To me, you've already made your decision when you say that. So
May 2nd. I don't think they're going to give him this 5th-year option.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
I don't think it's going to happen, and they're going to. It's gonna what they're doing in a way is kind of backing themselves into a back corner, because right now you have Sweat on his 5th-year option playing this year, and then if you don't put Chase on his 5th-year option, you have to choose which one you're going to pay. If they both ball out, which hopefully they do, which Sweat has been more consistent. Obviously, he's been on the field more. He had a pretty good year last year. But, with Chase, a lot of it was mental last year. Like, he was ready by a certain point physically. But, like, mentally, he just wasn't ready to play until that San Francisco game.
They took their time with him, to be honest, also.
And I'm okay with taking the time. It's like I think they could have done something a little bit better. He definitely could have done something better to be mentally prepared for it.
Yeah. Well, that's fair. That's fair. I think, but you've seen how we've went like you look at RG3, right? 10 years prior, and how he rushed back. And I mean, Chase is probably doing spot duty and everything like that, but I don't think that you have Chase didn't need to be rushed back. He didn't need to rush back. I mean, you looked at players who got rushed back. We look at Logan Thomas, right? Who got rushed back, and it looked like he got rushed back.
Like got rushed back for sure.
He rushed back, and people may say he might be washed. He may be washed. I don't know, but people say he looked washed. He looked old. He looked like he was 30, which he is. But at the end of the day, they rushed him back. There was no reason why he should have been playing in the first week of the season. Like when I was up there,
no, they shouldn't have been.
He shouldn't have been there. Should not have been in there in that opportunity. And that's an opportunity that you work in your rookie. Like, and then we lost old boy from Nevada. What was his name?
Cole Turner.
Cole Turner. Yep. We lost.
Did he even touch the field?
He did. He touched the field. I just
don't remember it. Like,
yeah, he was on the field a couple times, but he did much of nothing. So it really your only reliable tight end last year was John Bates.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I want to see this real quick for the 8-1 Washington Commanders. Let's see. Our leading tight end receiver last year was, let's see, yards. Here we go. It was Logan Thomas with 323 yards. And the next closest one was John Bates with a $108. Dear God. Antonio Gibson had more receiving yards than Logan Thomas. Gee, Mo Christmas, man. That ain't good, kids.
I think Antonio Gibson is going to get a lot more looks this year as a receiver.
He better. Contract year. Let's see.
It's so weird to say that he just came out in 2020, but we're already talking about 2020, the 2020 draft class in their contract years.
Yeah.
Time flies, bro. Time flies.
It does. It slows down for no one. Darnell Wright, right tackle, first round pick, Washington Commanders. That's who Marcus is going for. Lord, I'm glad you ain't putting none of them Louisville boys on us, Marcus. We'd be in trouble. They'd be losing D2 schools. Wait a minute. That didn't happen. That only happened in basketball. Let's see. Nick Gates added to start if Roulier is ready to go. Yep, we talked about that. What's up, Art? And let's see. Kuiper has Commanders taking Porter Jr. I would love him to still be available. Common and reporting that, and we're not going to draft him if he's there. So There you go. There. So we'll see. Maybe it's a lie. Maybe it's all smoke screen. But one thing I do know about this team is that whoever we think they're going to draft, they're really not going to draft. I've seen it the last 2 years, especially, that we haven't had. Like everybody thought, well, we're gonna go in this spot. We're going to that spot. We don't. They Jahan Dotson. Everybody. I mean, it turned out. I think Jahan Dotson turned out really well. But
absolutely.
Let's be honest. Nobody thought we were going to get Jahan Dotson.
No, I didn't like. Honestly, when they announced that pick, I was like, who?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people. I mean, and people argued with me about it. I said the dude had a late first, early second grade on him. He did. There's no. I mean, and people took me to task on that. I'm like, hey, your sources are wrong. I said, damn it, I'm looking at NFL.com and Pro Football Focus. I said, I'll go to Backdoor Draft Network if you need me to, but I'm just saying, this is where they had him. He was a first round, second round pick. I thought, and he came out well. There was a lot of people who were like, my boy Tim. He's like, why are we drafting wide receiver here? Jairus the same way. They were like, why are we drafting a receiver here? We need more help. Which I agree with. We need more help. Says, wait, linebacker. I thought linebacker was more of a pressing need there. Maybe trade back even more. You don't have to want Gates. You have Gates there because Roulier can't go. Rodgers made some plays. If not, poor O-line. I'd love offensive lineman there. Let's wrap.
That just seems to be the consistency. It's like it's either they have to take O-line there or they have to take corner. I just don't agree.
I think they have to. Like you can't.
I mean, if Paris Campbell Jr. is there at 16, 1,000% take him. Sure. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Paris Campbell Jr. They do. We're talking about
the tackle from
Gotcha. Oh, that's right. Tell you where I've been at. Oh man. Paris Johnson. That's who you think. Paris Johnson. You said Campbell. I was like, Campbell? I said, he's the wide receiver.
Yeah, that's right. Paris Campbell.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, I got the school right.
You got it right. I was like, that's not his name. I was like, pretty sure. Yeah, but I think they have to go.
No, if he is there at 16, yeah, 1,000% take him at 16. I will fully eat crow on the tight ends, and you take the probably the best tackle in the draft there if he's there at 16. I don't think he's gonna be there at 16. And the thing with Skoronski is, are you going to spend another first round pick on a guard?
I don't think they're going to spend they're not going to spend a pick on a guard.
Because Skoronski is noted as the best offensive lineman, but he probably will fit better at guard in the NFL.
Could work. I mean, this wasn't the regime that drafted a guard last time around. And I mean, you're talking about in the middle of the round, though. You're not talking about in the top 5.
True.
So if they fall down, if they roll down, right? Am I thinking about this in the wrong fashion? It's not that you're drafting like, and granted, they didn't draft a guard. They drafted a right tackle. Then they converted him to guard, because he was struggling so bad on the outside. And he turned into this all-pro guard. Yes, Steve Money. Yes, Christian Gonzalez. If he drops, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yeah, you go and get him.
I agree.
You go out and get him.
I just don't think he drops, but I agree. Yeah. I would agree there.
I got him in my mock draft. He fell to me. I got him.
Was it one of those cute little programs?
Huh?
Was it one of those cute little programs?
No,
little mock draft games.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Pro Football Focus. I ain't doing all that mess. Shoot, I get in there and give me a prediction of what I need to look for, and we got it. Yes, I love it. Yeah. So no, I'm not looking at no. See, I don't have the time to go through these files and files of players and watch these tapes and everything like that. I got. I need. I need this. I need a card. I need an index card or stuff. I don't need the Bible.
You need the cliff notes of the cliff
I
notes.
need the cliff notes. What they can do well. Get it there. I can search and then okay, we'll do a little mock draft. Apparently, I took like 3 Wolverines though. I took Christian Gonzalez in the first round. Well, let's finish you up first, and then I'll share mine.
Yeah,
you got a wide receiver out of North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina. Yeah, Antoine Green. I feel like the only thing that we're missing is like just an actual like deep threat. I mean, you could argue De'Ami Brown, and maybe De'Ami Brown develops this year. But I mean, he had like 6 catches last year, or something like that. I don't know.
I mean, but I mean, out of those 6 catches, 2 of them were touchdowns.
Yeah,
long bomb touchdowns.
We still lost that game though.
Well, that's not his fault though. He had 5 receptions.
But
no,
for Antoine Green though, it's another familiar weapon for Sam Howell.
Mm-hmm.
He averaged 19 yards per catch in college. And he has a really good vertical frame. So like this is also it's a contract for Curtis Samuel. I'm cool with not re-signing Curtis Samuel. He's not Paul Richardson II anymore because he actually played.
He did
last year. So we don't have to call him Paul Richardson anymore. But I'm also 1,000% cool with not re-signing Curtis Samuel.
I see that.
So, that's that. So yeah, just recapping my mock draft.
There you go.
Round 1, pick 16, Dalton Kincaid, tight end out of Utah, or Michael Mayer, tight end out of Notre Dame. Either or, one of those picks. That's the hill I'm dying on. Of course, if one of those top players that we had talked about drops to you at 16, take them. The Paris Johnson Jr., the Christian Gonzalez, if they drop to you, take them. I just don't believe that they will drop.
Art, come on, man. You know better than that. You know better than watching. He is working. He has a workout channel on YouTube. Oh gosh. Oh dear.
Does he give tips? Does he give tips about gains and stuff? Like I'll follow him.
You're right. There you go. About gains. They say I got the yak.
Pick 2, pick 47. Round 2, pick 47. Cody Mock, offensive tackle out of North Dakota State. Round 3, pick 97, Tyreek Stevenson, cornerback out of the U. Round 4, pick 18, Jake Haener, quarterback out of Fresno State. Round 5, pick 150, Andrew Voorhees, offensive guard out of USC. Round 6, pick 193 of Fernie Origi, linebacker out of Vanderbilt. In pick 215, Tavius Robinson, edge out of Mississippi. And round 7, pick 233, Antoine Green, wide receiver out of University of North Carolina.
Maybe Samuel, he can be used more like Isaiah Pacheco was in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one thing is he's good in space, and we saw that. We saw that last year. You scheme him up right, he's going to be successful. He did have, was it him or Gibson had the first touchdown of the Commanders' history? I don't remember which one it was, but
it was him.
It was him. So yeah, it was Samuel. So, and he was key on that drive.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to give him. I think you got to have the right offensive mind to do things for him. I think Joe Brady showed when he was the offensive coordinator in Carolina what he could do, and we saw what he could do because he did most of it against the old football team back in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Right. Let's see. Call that so mine with no decent games. They did. And Cody Mock, he's a little crazy in a good way. Let's see. And this is what I have from my little mock draft that I did that Amir kind of insulted, but it is what it is. Let's see here. It's just who I put together. Ain't nobody want to see that mess now. You already made your bed. You made your bed. You can lie in it. Let's see. Window. Here we go. Boom. So this is what I got out here. Let's see.
Okay.
So we got Christian Gonzalez. He fell down there. Jack
Mm-hmm.
Campbell, Luke Shoemaker. Lord, he didn't have the yardage that you might want, but he's got the good size. I think about 6'5", 200 some pounds. You get an edge rusher in there, and the beginning of day 3. So KJ Henry, just in case. Sweat, Young are both
I like
gone.
your center. I really like your center.
Yep.
Yeah,
Dorian Thompson, Robinson. That's your little project quarterback you can have that you talk about. And then one of your guys from Fresno State.
Hey.
Yeah, there you go. 5'11" guy, got a little speed. He can run some routes, and you can put him back there at on special teams also. And then you get Joey Sly some help, and you draft Jake Moody out of Michigan as the kicker. Too many Wolverines. There's no such thing as too many Wolverines. There's no such thing. No such thing as too many Wolverines. It's a good day for Wolverine, but that's our guy. That's who I'm taking right there. That'll be my official mock draft. So, boom.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
There you go. See, hey, thanks, smart. Hey, you can never have too many Wolverines. What's wrong with you, Coach? Come on, Steve Money. But that kind of brings us to really the formal of this. But y'all got any questions I want to talk about? We can go around the NFL. Aaron Rodgers, of course, was traded finally. What's going to happen? He's going to wear number 8 because Joe Mon Namath is
best tackle I've seen since Joe Montana.
Yeah, Joe Montana. And hey, notice I didn't take anybody on that defense. Everybody was on the offense. They weren't enough when they lost to the 8. It's a team game too, right, Steve? It's a team game. Team game. Come on. The kicker. I took the kicker in the center and a tight end. Come on now. Wait.
That center is really good. Like I would argue taking him in the 4th or even the 3rd if you have to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't take the guys who gave up the 50 points. I took the guys who were scoring a whole bunch of points. Yeah. Let's see. How many games do the Jets win with Rodgers there? How many more games did they win? Well, what they won? Did they win 9 this year?
I think they won 9.
They win 9 again this year. I think they win 9 again this year.
I think the over-under is 9.
Yeah, they'll be 9. They'll be right there at 9 again. I think maybe 10. I'll give them 10. I think the Dolphins, if Tua keeps his head on right, no pun intended, and then the Bills should be the Bills, right?
Tua should be retired.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think you make a point there too. He should have retired, but
his health at this point, it's like how we used to joke about Jordan Reed back in the day.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where it wasn't even funny anymore.
No, it's not. No, it wasn't funny then either, but terrible people. Rodgers got Garrett Wilson there, a Buckeye. Oh, see, yeah, Steve, you biased jerk, you Steve. I know where your bread's buttered now. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think it's very eerie similar to when Brett Favre went there, right? And I feel like
guess who's gonna need a quarterback next year?
Yeah,
Minnesota.
Well, yeah, Minnesota's gonna need one. Yeah, and watch, Aaron Rodgers gonna go back there.
Aaron Rodgers gonna go there. That's. I swear, if he does, please let him wear number 4. Just wear number 4 and just make my life happy.
Nah, Steve. Nah. You bought the bias first. Nah, bruh. I just saying. Look. I'm thinking best player available. And there they were. Best player available. He's past the NBA. I think he is too. I think he's past. He's
Yeah.
39. He looks like old man Winter. Um, I don't think the cocaine's going to wear off eventually.
He looks like
And
the people I would kick off of like shopping centers when I used to do security.
yeah. He looks like Karen. Um, Karen Rodgers. Somebody called him.
I saw that
He did.
earlier.
He's got the man bun. Yeah, I just don't know that city. The Jets, they're hungry for a winner. Um, I don't know if he maybe can handle that because he's been big man on campus all year, all his career, outside of Brett Favre being there the first 3 years of his career. So I don't know. I think 9 wins, man. I really do. And I really want to see how Robert Saleh handles all that.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. They missed out on Odell Beckham, although he does have Garrett Wilson.
And Alan Lazard's there, I think.
Yeah, Allen's. Oh yeah, Allen's. Allen's. And then he might get Randall Cobb there. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I don't see it, man. I don't. And to be honest with you, I don't think that the Packers got a lot in return for him. That's overwhelming. Let me actually.
They got peace of mind is what they got. They got rid of their
I said that too, but it's still peace of mind is also having the ability to go out and maybe being able to turn something over.
So they got a second round this year. They swapped first rounds this year, and I think it's a conditional first next year.
Yeah, let's see here. Let me see. What is Schefter report? We always got to go to Schefter and old Rappaport. Let's see here. And now Jordan Love is QB1.
Jordan Love's QB1 now.
But which he did pretty good against the Eagles coming off the bench. So now they can just focus on. So the Packers get pick 13. So they flip 13 and 15. So Jets get 15 and a 5th round pick this year. While the Packers they flip that pick. They get the 2nd round pick 42, a 6th round pick, a conditional 2nd round pick if that becomes a first if Rodgers plays 65% of the plays. So they got 4 picks out of it, really. Heck yeah. I mean, last year we were talking about maybe you could trade, like you get 3 first-round picks for him 2 years ago, and this is how much it's fallen off the.
Well, because he's become so much more of a distraction, so much more of a headache, of course.
Because he's going to New York, kitty.
He's going to New York, man. Like he is following in his predecessor's footsteps quite.
He is. He is.
Let's get them food stamps.
He does. Yeah, he will. It's going to be a battle with Buffalo, Miami, and New York. Yeah, you're right, Marcus. Yeah. Now Green Bay doesn't even know what they have at quarterback. I don't know if they actually play to even know what Love can do. He's played in spots, though. I mean, you think about it. Remember, Rodgers had COVID back.
Mm-hmm.
They played the Chiefs, which they played the Chiefs pretty close to a defensive game. They didn't get blown out of that game because I remember that was Washington's bye week, and we actually sat and watched that game. And then last year he played. I think he played probably the second best game a quarterback did. Again, the second and third best game a quarterback played all season long against Philadelphia Eagles. Granted, it was in relief, but he played pretty well. So, give the guy a chance. It's like with Kirk Cousins, right? Kirk Cousins was terrible his first couple. Not very good. I'm not going to say terrible. But once he knew he was the starter, he went out there and he played effective ball.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have to look over his shoulder.
Exactly. Once it was a confidence thing. It was like, yes, no, it's your team. It's not Robert's team. Mm-hmm. He's gonna be third. Just go out there and play your game. And
that's right.
What he did. And now we're coming up. It's a similar situation with Love, and as it is with Sam Howell, right? We kind of full circle that back around. Whereas we saw Howell in limited action, he led the league during the preseason in passing yards. I think that was kind of cool. And then he played well in that week 18 game.
Yeah, he did.
Dallas still had something to play. People forget Dallas still had the number 1 seed on the line.
Mm-hmm.
They still had that on the line, and they couldn't get anything together.
No, they couldn't.
With their starters out, it's not like it was like they played their 4th string punter as their quarterback or something. It was still Dak. It was still their offensive line. It was still CeeDee Lamb. It was, and Sam Howell played very well. It was, and excited to see what's going to be with an actual competent, offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is, you've got an offense coordinator who's coming from the best offensive program in the league. I don't want to give him a coronation just yet, because let's speak in reality, because we tend to live somewhere in the borderlines of that and what can actually be fiction. So my thing is that we want to give him, I want to give him a grace period, right? Let's say we come out here and we look like the 2002 Redskins in Osaka, right? And we go out there and just guns a-blazing. Eventually, somebody's going to come around and punch you in the mouth, whether it's in the preseason, whether it's in the regular season. And that's where I think that's where you're going to see the development in him as a play caller. And it's just 1 year. He's really a 1 year rental. It's basically Marvin Lewis coming in here back in 2002 also, and coaching under a coach who's inferior to him at this point in the juncture, right? Steve Spurrier, although he had these wins at Florida, he came in here really kind of all shucks, wet behind the ears, and was a little soft. And Marvin Lewis had to be that angel on his shoulder that's saying, like, hey, coach, we got to go out here and practice. He didn't want to practice in the rain, right? Bieniemy might be that guy for Ron Rivera. Well, we're not going to sugarcoat this. You're not playing right. You're gonna ride the pine. I don't care what your paycheck number is. It's kind of like what Doc Walker says. We got too many guys in here collecting a check, and they don't want to win. We got too many people worried about wearing Commander stuff compared to Redskins stuff, but they don't care about winning. They care about how they look. I don't know where I was going with that. Well, I knew where I was going with that, but y'all see what I'm saying. Let's see here. Cousins had to look over his shoulder for Rodgers coming to Minnesota in a couple of years. But granted, has to. I think it had, sorry. And Kirk, he's had some good success against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Plus, the Dallas Cowboys played their starters until 2 minutes left in the game, but too many fans judge where he was drafted instead of his potential. It's true. But you know what John Allen says, Marcus, about potential, right? Potential is just a word for somebody who hasn't done anything. Think about that, the potential. We talk about, we're always looking for the next this and that. And Amir and I, we've had this conversation before. We had this conversation before in the infancy of this channel. And I said, I don't want the next Bill Belichick.
Right.
I want the next whoever you are. So, like, if that means it's Eric Bieniemy, I want him to be the best version of Eric Bieniemy he can be.
1,000%.
People forget Bill Belichick was on Bill Parcells' coaching staff, right? He wasn't the next Bill Parcells. He was something better than that. Andy Reid was on Mike Holmgren's staff. He wasn't the next Mike Holmgren. He became something better than that. You look at Bill Walsh, right? Mike Holmgren was on Bill Walsh's staff. Mike Holmgren couldn't match up to Bill Walsh. But he was still an effective coach. He won a Super Bowl with the Packers. And he expanded his tree a little bit. He won over 100 some odd games in the NFL. So when I say that, like they talk about Sam too, right? Sam can be the best version of himself and go out here and win and play in all the confidence and go out here and he could surprise us.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's be honest with you, everybody's out here. I don't want Ron Rivera. Paulie says it the best, right? We don't want Ron Rivera to fail this year. Because if Ron Rivera fails this year,
it means we're failing.
Yeah, we're failing. So if you want to sit and paddle and worry about, hey, what, I don't like Ron Rivera. And I'm just going to throw my hands up. Like I saw the report for Caleb Williams, right? It's like,
I saw that from earlier, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. While I like that, I like that as a contingency play. That's loser talk.
Also, Caleb Williams has only played 1 year. We don't know why are we anointing him after 1 year?
Because he's local.
It's the same argument. It's the same argument he's
local
over and over.
That's
again.
all it is. He's a local guy. And I mean, I sit there. Didn't he play a little bit at Oklahoma? He played a little bit while he was at Oklahoma, Caleb Williams. Didn't he play? I thought he started a lot at Oklahoma. Because remember, he started 7 games in 2021. 5-2 as a starter. Yeah.
He played in Oklahoma in 2021.
Yeah. Because I know remember Spencer Rattler struggled that year. Yeah. I thought I was wasn't crazy.
He 136 of 211, 64.5% completion for 1912, 21 touchdowns, 4 picks. Mm-hmm. His accuracy is great as far as his touchdown to interception ratio.
Yeah,
because he threw last year in full season at
42-5.
Yeah,
21-4. But it's been under Lincoln Riley the both of those years. There you go. And let's see. Marcus says Eric Bieniemy scouted Sam Howell for the Chiefs. Plus, he said he's seen him last year preseason game. He will tailor the offense to Howell's strengths. Let's hope. Let's hope. I'm hoping that's the case. And I believe in Eric. I think because if Eric fails, he might not get another shot for years. Right. I mean, he's no spring chicken. So this is his first and last shot.
It really is.
If you think about it. I hate to say that, but I mean, and we know why it is. I don't have to go into it, and I'm not going to go into it. But this is his first and last shot to make an impression that he can do something on his own. And how unfair that is. But like I say, fairness is a social construct. That's all it is. Social construct. It's a made up thing. Life ain't fair. Come on now. But, I hope, I think he has the intelligence and the wherewithal to go out there and lead them and you've got the tools. I think you just got to build the offensive line. I think this offense is capable of exploding and being a top 10 offense next year because you have the tools. I think if you get a tight end, you at least build up half of that left side of that line. And if you think about it, if you get a healthy Chase Roulier, Chase Roulier, I mean, maybe you rushed him back too because of his rehab, because you had Heisenberg. You had Heisenberg as your damn trainer. You just probably give him Percocet. So and Ryan Vermillion, but here's what it is. Sunday ticket now $249 on YouTube. Did they take that price down?
No, it's $249 until like June something, and then goes up to $349.
Jesus, expensive. Woo! You can play in increments. That's one thing I
I mean,
like
I
about
was using
DirecTV.
I was using special websites last year, and
$100 off.
just casting it from my computer to my TV in my room. That's what I was doing.
Oh my gosh. See, we had it. I had it for what was it? Yes. We had it through some special sources last year that are no longer available to this person. Yeah. Say $15 per game. Out of market games though. Yeah, you can get all of my. You could have got them at DirecTV too. I just want one market. Like I wish you just pay by the market. Like, if I want Commanders games, let me just get the Commanders games.
So let me pay for the Commanders games. Whatever.
Let's see here. I agree with you, Corey. We need to invest in the old line, even though we did it in free. Yeah, you got to build up the trenches, Marcus. You know that. You got to build up the trenches. That is the building blocks and foundation for success. Look at the Philadelphia Eagles, right? They built up their offensive line. Their defensive line was really good, especially when they had Howard Roseman had to cower and go get in Donkey Kong Sue. And
just a moment.
Okay, go ahead, brother. They want butts in the seat. They do. So they got to win. Got to win. You got to win. Yeah. Okay. Free agency pickups weren't great.
Sorry about that.
They are at best good players. Sorry. And that's fine. We need good players. Not great players come. Sometimes some of your best teams are good players. Like some of the Patriots squads, right? They had a lot of good players. Had a lot of good players.
They knew their job.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? The whole Belichick mantra of do your job.
Yeah.
Don't try and go beyond of what is your scope of what you're responsible for.
Know your role. Yes. Yeah. But yeah, y'all. But I think that's pretty much me. Yeah. Camera homie, closer tiny dance. Oh, that's a good one.
That's good.
That might be a Chris Berman one. Yeah, he might be all right. I mean, he's got health concerns, and maybe that might be why you don't draft corner. Right? You got a big lanky corner right there, and Dantzler. So I mean, that leaves offensive line. That might lead tight end. But I think you got to build them up. Like I said, it's negligent homicide if you do not give everything to Sam Howell to make him successful. We can argue that Taylor Heineke, and we know we had the Heineke hopers here, that Taylor Heineke did not have everything to be successful. The O-line was terrible. I mean, we seen Andrew Norwell. He was on ice skates a lot of the time. He didn't have a tight end to throw to. That's why he's up chucking it to Terry McLaurin all the time.
Terry down there somewhere.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was doing. But it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. Amir, you got any final thoughts?
No, just thank you again for allowing me to come on here. Really appreciate it. I was glad to be back on here this year. It was really fun, and I am thankful that this is something that we get to do, and it's a fun thing. And I am really excited for this potential new change with the ownership, and we'll see what road that leads us down. But hopefully, it is a better road than the road that we've been on.
Yeah. I think we go. I think it doesn't matter. I think we've been on a gravel road for a long time. You know, it's like you get city water for the first time after drinking out of well water. And my old folks might know what I'm talking about. The chlorine is coming. And I'm hopeful that that there's a new day in Washington. There's a new day, and it's coming. And let's see here real quick. We need to score more points. A, Bijan Robinson, Jamar Gibbs, scare opposing defensive, and let our receivers ball out. I don't think we're going to run it back, but don't think we're going there. 3 Jersey Devils. Let's see here. Washington, arguably Payne, Allen, Mathis, Ridgeway, best DT group in the NFL. Yep. Nice chatting with you. By the way, Corey, Louisville will be back next year. Be blessed. What? Oh, that's right. Well, what they're gonna win? They're gonna win 8 games next year. They're building up. They're gonna double up, Marcus. That's right. Just remember, we beat the team that beat y'all. Man, just remember that. Just remember that. Just remember this. Yeah. Which we had. Which Lenore Ryan has one of your Louisville Cardinals on there. So, wait a minute. Y'all had Space Cadet too, didn't you, Marcus? Y'all had Space Cadet on there. I gotta think of what her name is. She's at SC Upstate now, South Carolina Upstate. I can't think of what her name is, but let me see here. I couldn't stand her. See, look, this is what we see. Upstate women's basketball. See, y'all got me. Marcus, see, I hate when you do this to me. What's her name? Becky. What's her last name? I called her Space Cadet because she was like at some Florida aeronautical school or something. Well, she's not on the women's basketball. She's gone now too. Becky something. Anyway, Becky Burke. That's her name. Becky Burke. That's it. Yeah. Let's see. Where's she at? Becky Burke. I gotta figure out where she is. I think that's what her name. She's a basketball coach. She's at the University of Buffalo now. Lord have mercy. God, old Space Cadet moved up in the world. Look at her. Yeah, they didn't win anything. That's kind of like real Louisville, right? Hey, how's Haley Van Lift doing up there? Oh, that's right. She's gonna be somewhere else. Anyway, Paul Bright says that city water county water analogy hit home. See, yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's a difference. It's a difference. We finally tasted it. We can get that Six Flags Johnny Rocket, old airline peanut pissy water raining on us. Snyder in the rotten sour milk in the box feeling out the door.
Oh
So
God.
yeah, it's been a lot. Y'all, I'm gonna start doing something here. I always say I'm gonna start doing something, but be on the lookout. We're gonna start doing a morning show. Come on here about 40 minutes in the morning, probably about 6 o'clock, 5:45. Something you can get your day started with. You ain't gotta be here. It's gonna be recorded on. Give you some thoughts on the Commanders. Maybe we do a little bit. We look in the news and see what else is going on in the world of sports. But y'all, do you believe in Sam Howell? I believe in miracles. And if Sam Howell is a miracle, I believe in him. You believe in the DC Defenders, don't you? There you go. So early. Hey, I get up at 5:30 every morning, man. So, hey, you can go back and watch it, though, Coach. You can go back and watch it and comment on it. That's
what
why
I'll be doing because I'm on the West Coast. So, I mean,
yeah,
6 o'clock is 3 o'clock for me.
Yeah, you comment on it. That's the purpose of it. So you comment on it, come in, and, we have it. So, it is what it is. But, y'all, appreciate you. Amir, thank you for coming on here. Plug your social medias and whatever else you got.
If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Adamir_Baharlu. It's really the only thing I'm on. I stopped doing the podcast I was trying to do last year just because the actual Commanders came out with a command center thing. So I'm like, oh, I'll just stop then. So, but if you enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh content, follow Yu-Gi Bros 1337 on YouTube. That's about it.
Well, they always call me Black Bro Red Eyes. Anyway, so Red Eyes Black Bro. But anyway, yeah, appreciate you, brother. Y'all make sure I will
follow this gentleman over to my right there.
Yeah.
Make sure you're following that gentleman right there.
I appreciate y'all. 3,000 and what? 3,001. So we're almost at 3,200. So we're getting there. Hopefully we can get to 400.
I remember the days of like, man, we're almost at 1,000. We're almost at 1,000.
Yeah, almost at 1,000. True. I remember days when we was at like, oh God, I remember when I got 100. I was like, oh crap baskets. This is pretty cool. And yeah, that will be that's gonna be awesome. So appreciate y'all. Y'all know what we do. We keep that same damn energy. We outlast the bastards together. And we'll be having the draft breakdown videos. Might go live instead of doing the breakdown on night one. But y'all make sure you come back here. I love you guys. Appreciate everything y'all do to support the channel. It's always Sanchez 405. Till next time. Love, peace, and hail. Somebody, please get the damn theme music and make sure it's right this time. I don't know which one it is. Let's just go with the old one again. How about that? Boom. No, that. Oh.